What is up, everybody? It's your boy Duty back again with another video, and this time I wanted to talk about the new work week. That's right, folks. Today is the start of Phil's new work week, and he needs to find a new way to extract monies from the Velcro wallets of his dens. That's right. Last week, we all know that the Beg-Pocalypse kicked off, where Phil panicked and initiated the BegCon 1 and requested that his dents line up and empty their wallets and give Phil all their money. And to some extent, it managed to extract some cash from the dents, but of course, the dents are kind of tapped out. Most of the whales are gone. You know, Phil basically relies on 3 people to prop up his dead channel, and there is no end in sight, folks. So Phil has to find new creative ways to try to extract money from the dents. So I wanted to take a quick video of some of the things that Phil in the past has used to try to extract money. And let's determine what course Phil plans to use today to get that money.
I do what I love for a living because it is through your crowdfunding efforts that I am still here and I get to do what I love. Most people at the level that I'm at, meaning the amount of viewership that I get, would never be able to make a living doing this, but I get to because of you, and only you, because you like the style of content that I put out. It's different from what a lot of other people do. No paid product placement message up here on the upper left-hand corner of your screen. No ad breaks running constantly, right? You know, there's a little difference. It's because I'm putting out content that I want you to watch that I would watch, right? I keep that crap out of my content. And the reason I can do that is because you support the content to keep it free of that stuff. No shilling, no sponsorships, partnerships, ad break here, ad break there, none of that. All right, and I'm happy about that. No referral codes today that you should use to buy products on my stream.
Okay, so we hear Phil mention this all the time where he's not a corporate shill. There are no sponsorships or any clips on his videos promoting a product that he's trying to shill. And of course, ad breaks. Of course, Phil doesn't run ad breaks during his streams, which he can no longer say. As you guys know, last week, Phil decided, hey, I'm going to take YouTube's recommendation and let them place ads every 15 to 20 minutes during my live stream. That's right. Not after, not when the stream is down, not the on-demand video, while it's happening. That's right. And it doesn't matter whether you're a member or not. Unless you have an ad blocker or you have YouTube Premium, you will see those intrusive ads every 15 to 20 minutes. And of course, he lies and said, well, they're only 5-second videos. No, they're not. They're skippable videos where you can skip them after about 10 seconds, but they're not 5-second. They're not 5-second ads, Phil. So you can't use that anymore, because I was on your stream. I logged in the other day to see how many ads does an average person get. And what I did was I used a phone that didn't have my YouTube Premium, or I used a different account, and I literally counted an ad every 10 to 15 minutes. Every 10 to 15 minutes. And not all of them were skippable. He did get some hard ads that you had to go wait through them for 30 seconds and watch them in full before you can go back to the stream. And that's very annoying, Phil. Especially when you talk about how you are a crowdfunded individual. And it's through the crowdfunding that you're allowed to stream and provide free content to your viewers. You can't say that anymore, Phil. Now when you're running ads during your live streams every 10 to 15 minutes. So that excuse is out the door. You can't use it anymore, Phil. And if you try to use it as a way to separate yourself from other streamers, you kind of are doing that, because I don't know any live streamer that runs ads during their live streams. Not Review Tech USA, not Maximilian, not anyone, especially not anyone on YouTube. They place ads after the stream is done and when the video is on demand, but not during the live stream, Phil. So yes, Phil has now set himself apart where he's actually trying to milk money out of the dents for watching ads. That's right. So Phil is a corporate shill. So there's no way he can use that as a ploy to try to convince the dents that he's different, and because of that, you have to throw cash his way. So that doesn't work. So Phil can't use that tack. So let's see other ways Phil can use, or excuses, or manipulative tactics to extract money from the dents.
a lot of my larger bills of the year and all of that. It just so happens that this month, the YouTube payment is scheduled for Saturday. When that happens, YouTube typically has the payment be delayed by 3 to 4 days. So I might not get paid until Tuesday or Wednesday of that week. The problem is I have bills due during that time period, and normally it's never an issue. This happens maybe once, no exaggeration, once a year, once every 2 years when we get into this level of situation. And again, normally it wouldn't be a problem, except I have to drop a bunch of money to buy games right before I get paid by YouTube. So the money I would normally have to say, okay, I can cover those bills because the payment's delayed, not a big deal. I gotta buy games with that money. So I'm between a rock and a hard place. And if you wanted to help out right now, the best way you could do it is by tipping me. When you tip me, those are funds I get immediately in my PayPal. I can pay a bill, I can buy a game. That is where all of those funds are going, 100%.
Okay, the second excuse is, of course, YouTube delaying my payment. Well, that's not happening this month because we all know the 21st lands on a Tuesday. So Phil should receive his YouTube check on Tuesday, just like every other YouTuber in the planet. That's right. So he can't use the excuse that YouTube will delay his payment, meaning that he won't have any money to pay his bills. And he can't beg the dents to give him tips so that he can pay these bills. The other thing too is he's used the excuse of having to buy games. There are not really any games he's going to have to buy. He just bought Call of Duty, and at that he only had to pay $50 because he had a $25 gift card from Microsoft. What else is there? The Mario game? Okay. We know he's not playing Baldur's Gate. We know he's not playing Lord of the Fallen. So what's left? He's going to essentially just play Spider-Man, Super Mario Brothers, Call of Duty, probably Street Fighter, and just milk those for the rest of the gaming, the hardcore gaming season. So he can't use that excuse. Well, those two excuses: the YouTube payment, the YouTube check being late, and of course having to buy tons of games. So he can't use that. So of course it really only leaves one excuse or one prop Phil can use for begging. And that of course is the two big bills. That's right, folks, the two big bills. Today is the 10th. Typically, it's the second Saturday where Phil has his two big bills, which of course we know is the condo dues and the internet bill, which I think racks him up about close to $500, or what he claims is about $500 in bills. And that's scheduled to go this week. And we all know Phil's already spent all of his money because he said so from his previous YouTube check. And of course, the tips he received last week wasn't enough because, of course, Phil claimed chargebacks. And Phil claimed that all of the money he received went to buying games. It's funny how the last 4 weeks, Phil's been having to buy games over and over and over and over, but yet he's playing the same 3 games. I'm not sure if this is something new, that Phil and only Phil is required to repay for games every week. I'm not sure. Maybe that's happening to Phil. But he can't use the excuse that he has to buy more and more games. So the only thing that leaves Phil with is the two big bills. And I'm pretty certain that that's what Phil used today. Phil will come on stream today, and when he does his day off segment, which of course he won't be able to, he'll claim he didn't do anything because he had no money. And times are tough. And all the money he received last week in tips is already gone. And his bank account is zero. And then he has to worry about chargebacks. He will come on strong today on the podcast and mention all of those things. But I'm pretty sure what he will use to demand tribute from the dents is the two big bills. And we know that those are due the second Saturday of every month, which will be this Saturday. So, and we all know today is Call of Duty. So I'm pretty sure Phil will also use the challenges or the bounties to try to extract money from the dents. And when the dents don't give Phil money for the bounties or the challenges, Phil will be upset and start banning people. But he can't rely on the bounties and the challenges because he knows that people on YouTube will report his ass for trying to force this mechanic which is almost like a gambling mechanic, and it is. And Phil knows it. That's why he changed the name last year from bounties to challenges. But he knows he'll get reported, so he can't enforce that. Very rigorous. So he will have to rely on the 2 big bills, and I'm going to put my money on it that it will be the 2 big bills. So today should be exciting. Expect another week of begging, especially being that Phil really does not have any good gameplays or anything good coming until maybe the Adpocalypse, and that's not for another 2 weeks, folks. So this work week should be fun and interesting. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.